Our Here We Grow soybeans have grown. They are in the trailer, ready to go to the elevator. It is time for us to haul them in after being combined, see how they turned out. Can't wait for you to join us here at the elevator. Here we grow. Okay, so it's time to go to the elevator, Michael. Ready to roll?
Yes, let's go.
Hold on though, I have a question, because for you had this truck running for a while.
Yes.
A lot of folks maybe don't realize why you did that.
Yes. So we warm it up really because the air brakes, when they sit overnight, they just leak air over time. So you got to start it up so the air brakes get enough air pressure, so then you can push the parking brakes in.
Sure.
Because they're all related to the air brakes, so.
That makes great sense. So we are off like a dirty shirt.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Sweet, and then when we get over there, I can't wait to see all of the things that we're doing, you know, as far as roll tarps and then just the process of driving it through the driveway.
Exactly, and we have all these fancy remotes and everything. It makes life pretty easy now. So.
Oh, I can't wait for you to, push the buttons on everything.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
All right.
Ready to roll.
Okay.
Labor is a major factor.
It absolutely
And so
is.
making sure that you have equipment that is labor friendly matters.
Exactly, and teaching someone how to do like a 10-speed, it's not very easy right away. And when you do it in the middle of harvest too, no one's really got a lot of time to be teaching people. So
That's right.
We figure this would help with that anyway.
So here's maybe an odd question. How hard is it to teach someone when you bring them on, whether they're running the grain cart or driving truck? I mean, first of all, what's your entry-level position for harvest? And then second of all, how hard is it to get them familiar with that?
Yeah, I mean, when you start out, usually it just takes someone who's like driven quite a bit, honestly, because the thing with like a semi especially, you just got to figure out just really wide turns. So
yeah.
You really just got to maximize the space you have really when you have these long trailers and everything. So that's one of the things, and then you usually just go with them as we're going. Let's say yesterday I taught someone how to drive truck yesterday, and he just rode with me the first time. I went to the elevator and everything, and then he came in and drove it himself too. So it's just, okay. And once he's comfortable with it, then you just let him go pretty much. But.
Okay, so earlier when we were talking about me driving, I'm thinking, no, you don't need me going through 16 speeds, but I just realized how easy we made this today.
It is. Oh, okay. It takes it just takes a load off your mind really, because when you got to think about shifting all the time, you just got to be constantly thinking all the time. So
now, speaking of load off your mind, how much are we hauling in the semi?
So with a fully loaded semi, legal weight's 80,000 pounds. So
right.
So in the grain cart we have, that has a scale on it, so we can get pretty accurate if we need to get right around 80,000 we can. Are we always accurate? Maybe not, but
close.
It's a gray area maybe, sure. But so when we go up to the elevator and everything, they'll weigh us, and then they'll take like all the test weights and everything just to tell us how many bushels we actually have when we dump.
And when we're hauling into the elevator, I noticed that there's a tarp rolled closed on the truck from last night. Now, granted, there was some rain, so is the tarp just for rain, or would you tarp a truck at night even if it was going to be a dry night, so to speak?
Yeah, we just do it anyway because we get some heavy dews around here in North Dakota, so you never know what comes up at night. So we always tarp it at the end of the night, and it's especially important, in the winters too. Like if we do haul, it's important just to close them at night because sometimes they'll just freeze open. So so that's painful to.
That's a downside.
Yes, it is. So that's just good practice. Just every night, just close your tarp.
I will never forget as a little kid being told by Dad to make sure that you didn't jump in and out of the truck and on and off the scale because that affects your truck weight.
Yeah, it does. As much as you want to get a few extra bushels.
You're not supposed to do that.
So now we'll see here, as we're pulling up to the elevator here, the important part with the tarp is to make sure it's open when we're dumping at all times, just because we want to get some airflow through the grain there.
Which one of us is cranking the tarp?
We'll see.
Oh, it's not even a hand crank.
No hand crank. So it's fully electric, everything. So it's pretty nice.
Okay.
We're pulling in. We can take this remote here, open it.
It's like an old cell phone.
It is. Just a very ancient cell phone. And you see we can roll to the tarp here, and then we got an open and close button. So now we can hit the open and it'll open itself.
That's awesome. We have a lot of viewers, much like grew up in my era too, where you had to jump out. Of course, we were on like single and double axle trucks, and you had to go roll the tarp manually.
Exactly.
It's not the case anymore.
Exactly, and now all about efficiency. That's really what we do a lot of times, is just making sure we're saving as much time as we can do. So especially when you're dumping a lot of trucks in a day, it's a little time. Every load saves a lot of time.
Now, I don't know if there's a way to put a stat on this, but when Justin rides in the grain cart, I think the number that I have heard is that by using grain carts, which really have caught on in probably the last 15, 20 years, not everybody had a cart till then, but using grain carts increased our efficiency like 30%.
Really?
Do you think that's the right number? I
would say so. You think about the amount of time we save with combines. You got to stop at the end of the field or whatever just to dump onto the truck, and
Yep.
with that grain cart, we're saving all that time.
Absolutely.
So constantly going back, and even though it's even better if you have like a mile long field too, you save even more efficiency with that grain cart. It just adds up really quick. So.
Yep.
All right.
You've got work to do.
Yep.
And our Here We Grow project is almost done. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep watching as we finish up with these soybeans.